form for some time without any mention of birth. This was a bizarre omission, but then again, a male journalist recently asked, "What's the connection?" Our author, Eve Ensler, was present for the birth of her granddaughter. She was in awe of vaginas before that moment. She's in deep worship now.
Battery.
I was there when her vagina opened. We were all there, her mother and her husband and I, and the nurse from Ukraine with her whole hand up there in her vagina. She was turning and twisting with her rubber glove as she talked casually to us as though she were turning on a loaded faucet. I was there in the room when the contractions made her crawl on all fours. She made unfamiliar moans leak out of her pores, and still there after hours when she just screamed suddenly wild, her arms striking at the electric air. I was there when her vagina changed from a shy sexual hole to an archaeological tunnel, a sacred vessel, a Venetian canal, a deep well with a tiny stuck child inside waiting to be rescued. I saw the colors of her vagina and they changed. I saw the bruised, broken blue, the blistering tomato red, the gray pink, the dark. I saw the blood like perspiration along the edges. I saw the yellow, white liquid, the clots pushing out all the holes, pushing harder and harder. And I saw through the hole the baby's head, scratches of his black hair, saw just there behind the bone, a hard, round memory. As the nurse from the Ukraine, she just kept turning and turning with her slippery hand. I was there when each of us, her mother and I, we each held a leg and we spread her wide, pushing against her pushing with all of her might. And her husband was sternly counting, 1, 2, 3. And he kept telling her, focus, focus harder. We looked into her then. We couldn't get our eyes out of that place. We forget the vagina, all of us. What else would explain our lack of reverence and our lack of awe? I was there when the doctor, he reached in with Alice in Wonderland spoons, and I was there when her vagina became a wide operatic mouth, singing with all its strength. First the little head, then the gray flopping arms, and then the fast swimming body, swimming quickly into our weeping arms. I was there later when I just turned and I faced her vagina. I stood and I saw her all exposed like that, mutilated and swollen and torn, bleeding all over the doctor's hand as he just kept sewing at her slowly and calmly. I stood and her vagina suddenly became a wide, red, pulsing heart. The heart is capable of sacrifice, and so is the vagina. The heart is able to forgive and repair. It can change its shape to let us in, and it can expand to let us out. So can the vagina. It can ache for us, and it can stretch for us, and it can die for us. It can bleed and bleed us into this difficult, wondrous, wondrous world. I was there in the room that day, and I remember.